Coming up, find out who won the OSU Has Talent show. Also, we sit down with split screen producer Tyler Chilcote to talk video games and see why my co-anchor made a trip to the emergency room after last week's show. All that and a lot more tonight on the Beaver News. Good evening and welcome to the Beaver News. I'm Kiana Hatch.
And I'm EJ Alba. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. A case involving a 20-year-old former Oregon State student accused of raping a woman at the Phi Kappa Psi fraternity has been delayed until March while parties await DNA test evidence. Tyler Warren pleaded not guilty on charges of first-degree rape, second-degree sexual abuse, and first-degree burglary in connection with an incident last July. Warren has been booked in Benton County Jail since July 15th.
This past week, students showcased their talent in the NU Ballroom. Marvin Lewis met with the host of the event to talk about the performances.
I am Maxwell Bettendorf, your host for the entirety of the evening, and we have a very exciting... I'm jealous of the wind.
Friday night was the annual OSU's Got Talent show put on by the MUPC. Students were able to display their talents for the many people in attendance. The show was hosted by Max Bettendorf, who said it was a great event.
Hosting an event like OSU Has Talent has always been very entertaining because you see a lot of new talent, a lot of new people coming through.
While there were some errors during the show, they managed to get through them and continue as scheduled.
There's a couple of hiccups on timing, especially like how Gabe had a piano, rolling that in, grand piano out of nowhere is a big setup. So there's a lot of pause time and issues in areas where you don't need it, but at the end of it, we managed to figure it all out, get everything smoothly run.
Even though the show was impressive, Bettendorf would have liked to see a bit more of a variety in terms of talent.
I thought the talent was very interesting. I'm very picky about talent when it comes to a lot of different things. I like to have a wide variety of talent, but most of the people there were musically talented, whether that's dancing or singing or playing an interesting instrument. So there wasn't a lot of variety when it came to the talent. Like last year we had a man do a Rubik's Cube, we had a dude do stand-up comedy, we had a couple of dancers, but for the most part it was much wider last year. This year is more framed on musical talent.
Going home with a massively, comedically sized check of $300 goes to Angeli!
This has been Marvin Lewis with the Beaver News.
As well as hosting, Max has his own show right here on KBVR TV called Welcome to the Show. Check it out on the KBVR TV YouTube page.
And in other exciting Beaver news, a new living quarters is in the works for the incoming freshmen of the fall of 2016 school year. Here is Cassidy Wood in the newsroom with an exciting interview with the woman who helped originate the idea. Cassidy?
Thanks, EJ. This week I was able to sit down with the Club and Custom Trips coordinator and Intro to Adventure program instructor, Sheila Evans. Sheila shared with me a little bit about the ALI program as a whole, as well as the plan she has for the program moving forward into the 2016 school year. The ALI Club, which stands for Adventure Leadership Institute, is an awesome organization run by fellow peers here at Oregon State. The club is known for leading a variety of different PAC classes on campus that students can take for credit, as well as creating an amazing and diverse kind of learning environment for one another. Beaver News was able to sit down with Sheila Evans, the head coordinator of ALI, to learn a little bit more about what the program has to offer.
ALI is the Adventure Leadership Institute. We're housed here in the Department of Rec Sports, but we connect with some of our colleagues in the academic world on campus. And what we do is we teach concepts of leadership. Our classroom happens to be the outdoors. And what we do is we teach those concepts. Whether you're going to be a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer, leadership is leadership. What we want to do is teach those concepts so that you can transfer those into whatever career path you decide to take.
ALI has been constantly growing and expanding, especially over the most recent years. Because of this, Sheila, alongside her colleagues, have fought to create a new living quarters designed specifically for incoming freshmen interested in an ALI lifestyle. ALI has now become a part of what is known as a living learning community.
Living learning communities, these are cohorts that live in a residence on campus. They have a common interest. They are often pursuing academic coursework together. So they arrive on campus and they have this network of peers who are in classes together.
Coming to college can be an extremely scary thing. Arriving to a completely new place, knowing very few people, can often put students in uncomfortable life situations. By creating a living space solely for students interested in joining the ALI lifestyle, Sheila has allowed for a new community to form where new freshmen can come, live, and feel accepted while they continue on their academic path.
Oftentimes we find students who come to our doorstep when they're in their junior or even senior year. And what we thought was, how nice would it be for us to connect with students as they arrive to campus, get them started on this pathway. So now that they have 4 or 5 years, that they can develop experiences that will connect to those academic pursuits.
The ALI Living Learning Headquarters will be established on a floor in Finley Hall by the end of this coming summer so that the freshmen entering in fall 2016 can have that opportunity to live with other adventurers with similar interests. This has been Cassidy Wood with Beaver News.
Coming up after the break, we sit down with the producer of Split Screen. We'll be right back.
The straight ones, yeah.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
Welcome back to the Beaver News. We are here with Tyler Chilcote, producer of KBVR Split Screen. How are you, Tyler?
Pretty good. How are you guys tonight?
Oh, we're doing great.
Doing
It's
well.
our last show of the term. We're really excited. It's going to be a great show. It's been great already. It's going to be a great end. So let's talk about your show. Okay, it's really come into its own this year. Split Screen. It's really kind of taken off. Can you tell us a little bit about what it is that you guys do?
Split Screen is a show about playing games on the couch with your friends.
Oh, so it's about heaven.
Oh yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
I took over producing the show this term, and I wanted to make it bigger and better. So we went live for the first time ever, and we also put on our first tournament.
Yeah, so you said it's your first tournament. How did you even get that idea to do a tournament?
When I met with the TV manager about what Split Screen was going to do for the term, he really wanted us to do a tournament for the term. And I was like, yeah, sure, like, tournament can't be that bad. And turned out it was actually a lot more work than I thought it would be, but turned out great.
Was it worth it?
Oh, yeah. It was amazing. Just having people come into the studio and see what we do here was awesome. And everyone, audience and player alike, left with a smile on their face, which was way better than just making a TV show.
That's all you can hope for, right?
Mm-hmm.
How cool. Well, I remember I walked by when we were actually running some of the stuff for the show, and I walked by and there was a full audience. You know, there were commentators doing live commentary. The players were all getting into it, shaking hands after. Everybody's having a good time. It was great. When's the next tournament? How can people get involved with the next one?
The next tournament's going to be at Hearthstone. We're going to do it next term. It'll be the end of term, kind of like this one.
Cool.
We are hoping to partner with someone for it, and so if we do that, we're hoping we can do the preliminary games somewhere else other than the studio. Mm-hmm. We'll have more information about it coming into like the first couple of weeks of the term, and we'll be posting those on our Facebook page and distributing it the way we did with the information about the Smash tournament.
Yeah, for sure.
Would it still be Super Smash Bros, or you pick a different game?
We're going to be doing Hearthstone.
Oh, awesome. All right. Well, Also, how can we see more of your shows? What can we expect next term? Is it still going to be live, or?
We're planning on still doing it live. We do 4 shows a term starting week 3 and then 1 every 2 weeks. The shows air Wednesdays at 6 p.m. and there's replays throughout the week also of them. We're hoping to go even bigger and better with next term, maybe make the tournament more expansive, hopefully get more people in here.
More players.
And also with just the regular episodes, we're hoping to just include more content, maybe start reaching out outside of the gaming world and get more people in to interview that, like maybe sports or music or other
get a larger
genres.
fan base too. Yeah.
That would be awesome.
That'd be great.
Well, thank you so much, Tyler, for coming on to Beaver News and sharing Split Screen with us.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me.
No problem. We're going to take a break, but when we come back, we'll look at highlights of the men's basketball senior night and more. We'll be right back.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
Welcome back. OSU's leading tackler last season, linebacker Rommel Mageo is headed for Ole Miss as a graduate transfer. Mageo spent 4 years at Oregon State after redshirting in 2012. Mageo finished the last season with 87 tackles, 2 sacks, and 2 interceptions. And Sunday afternoon in Gill Coliseum was a packed crowd for a sold-out game against Washington University to honor our Oregon State's men's basketball team's senior night. It's a ceremony held by friends, family, and fans celebrating our seniors prior to the game. And starting the game off strong, we've got DeVivier coming up from the north. What a shot. Back-to-back GP2 ready to fly high while in his father's retired jersey. Special night for the young player. Teaching the ropes, GP2 lays one into Eubanks, the freshman, puts it in no problem. And we've got a one-and-done 3 from Langston. He was jamming up and at him. GP2 hits a 3. Might want to call him GP3 after that one. Goodness gracious. And his feet ain't frozen. Olaf with the 3. Quite a shot for a snowman, that's for sure. Trace coming in on the buzzer, ending the first half at 35-25. To start off the second half, cannon pass to Olaf. Shots fired. Bow bow. Weaving, I say, through the paint and flying high is DeVivier, who has no problem getting off his feet. Langston passing on Trace to Trace with the 3. That'll be 3 for Trace. Trace for Trace. Wazoo getting banked, and we are bonding. Bruce with the lookout, and GP2 laying out his own clear lane. No problem for GP2. Langston with the pass in, no injury bringing Gomez down, not a chance. And they ended senior night with a score of 69-49, filing out into the student section to celebrate the glory with their fellow Oregon Stadians.
Women's basketball had a big weekend as they continue to make school history, taking home another Pac-12 regular season championship. Christine Stinson has more on how the fans gave the Lady Beavs a warm welcome back to Corvallis.
Sunday evening in the Basketball Center, the women's basketball team was welcomed home in celebration of the Beavers defending their title as Pac-12 champions. This is the Lady Beavs' second consecutive Pac-12 championship as they defeated Cal 54-44.
Best game they played all year, and they're carrying this momentum in the tournament. We finally put a full game together. I mean, all of these comments, that's what this team has faced the entire season. We were asked what's tougher, the first time or second, or what's more special. I don't know, I can't answer that. But man, this year, handled the adversity of injury along with everybody's best shot, knowing that if they beat you, you make their season, basically. And this team withstood that and predicted to be first and finish first. To be able to share it with people that care, and as many people that care, it's unreal the way we are supported. And I know how special this group is, and I know you know it, and that's what it takes. But this is a special community as well, which makes it even more meaningful for us. You carried us through an incredible home schedule, and then on the road, this team just battled like crazy, And these things up here, it's so hard to get one of those things. And in this conference, the #1 conference in the country this year, for this team to battle, finish on top of it again, back-to-back years, I don't know how many times that has happened in our conference, but not very many.
Senior Ruth Hamlin was awarded Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year for the second year in a row.
I'm just so blessed to be a part of it, and I know everyone feels the same. We come out to battle every night. We're fighting for each and every one of you guys because you epitomize what we stand for and what we play for. Just thank you guys so much for all that you do for us.
Senior Jamie Weisner was awarded Pac-12 Player of the Year.
So how does it feel to be back-to-back Pac-12 champions? Dream come true. Thank you all for your support, and I'm just happy. There you have it. Back to the material.
The Lady Beavs hope to make a run in this year's tournament. This has been Christine Stinson with Beaver News.
The Lady Beavs play in the Pac-12 tournament Friday at 6 p.m. in Seattle. Catch it on the Pac-12 network.
When we come back, what were students' highlights of the winter term? Stick around to find out. Cool.
Start a story. Adopt at theshelterpetproject.org.
As we all know, the dreaded winter term is winding down, and with it comes finals and lots of stress for everybody on campus. However, there are some bright spots, and I wanted to see how people found joy during this term. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Polly might have thought last week was our last show. She was wrong, as usual. This week is our last show, so we figured we'd end the show with a bang by asking people what their highlights of winter term were. Brendan Slaughter, it is apparent that you slaughtered winter term. What has been your highlight of winter term?
I say doing good in my classes and then having Oregon State men's and women's basketball kick some butt has been pretty awesome. Nice little motivation to, do good, go to those games.
I made a lot more friends this term and actually started talking to the people on my floor. Last term we were pretty antisocial, so I'd say I made a lot more friends this term.
Talking is good. All right, highlights of winter term. Amy, what do you got for me?
The day it ended was pretty great.
It hasn't ended yet.
There is no highlight of winter term.
The day it will end, I was thinking fall term. Could we do that one again?
Do you have a low light then?
Midterms.
Yeah.
I think the highlight of winter term has really been kickstarting the midterms.
See, we had someone earlier that told us that his highlight was the midterms because it kickstarted him.
It really just put me in an energetic phase to continue the rest of the term.
Really? That's not my case. It kind of crash and burn pretty quickly.
Oh, yeah, you seem like the 99%. Kelsey, I know winter term is full of times that we'd like to forget, but give me an instance of something that you really remembered, something really memorable from winter term.
Probably once a week I have poetry club, and that's probably my favorite part of the week.
I know, it sucks though when it's sunny outside and then you're outside and then the storm front comes over you.
Oh yeah, those clouds are always looming. They're always scheming, plotting. God. Kelsey is a cool person to know, and I wish that she would be here.
That was beautiful. That was very poetic. Join poetry club.
Haiku for you. Now, you were made famous recently for being on the footage that was on ESPN, right?
Indeed.
And the famous scream. Can we get a little sample of the scream?
Oh, God. In front of everyone here at the MU?
Yeah. Oh, my God. It's over. Stevie Thompson Jr. game winner. I love it. That's my highlight of winter term.
Too much. Dude, that was awesome.
Thanks. This has been EJ Alba with Beaver News.
EJ, sorry, move it the.
What?
Just face funny, first and last name.
Back to you.
Well, I can see one of your highlights was sliding down the railing in the MU.
Definitely. That took far too many takes. That I was not wearing the right pants for it.
I could tell.
They should have been a little tighter.
No, but really, what did you enjoy this winter?
It's tough. I said my highlight was Brendan Slaughter getting to see that live in person. So that scream that went on ESPN and all the news outlets and everything. That was my highlight. What about you?
Well, I was there as well, and just going to all the basketball games was completely different than last year, and it made it a lot more exciting. So.
Yeah, being there with all the electricity.
Yeah, and then when they rushed the court, I mean,
yeah. Incredible.
I had to be there.
Yeah. Last week after the show was interesting to say the least, as I made a trip to the hospital. I'm back, thank you. I'm recovering, and here's a little recap of last week's events.
Well, you know, EJ, he's a clown. You know, he got his IFB stuck in his ear. I tell him, you know, push it in there so it stays, but I don't tell him to jam it, you know, 7 inches into their eardrum.
They were like, well, let me see. And so I gave them one of these, and I showed them the inside of my ear, and they literally could not see it.
I didn't think it was possible. You know, like how could someone jam something so far in their ear like that?
And that's when I was like, wow, this is not bueno. There's something wrong.
After the show, he came in the control room and said, what do I do, Steven? I have a IFB stuck in my ear. Very nonchalant about it. I was kind of surprised. You know, if I had something stuck in my ear like that, I'd be freaking out.
Steven happened to be in the next room over, and so we got him, and I told him, and once again, he's been in the business, he's done this, he's done newscasting. I figured, oh, this is just, you know, it happens, you know, every once in a while, whatever. And he just goes, wait, what?
I've never seen anything like this before, and we talked to our journalism director, Steven, and he'd never seen anything like it before, so EJ's one of a kind.
And I'm thinking, okay, he's got to be kidding me. Like, he's joking. And he's just like, oh my God. So he pulls his phone out, he starts calling the hospital. I
was scared. I was like, you got to get to a hospital right away, and he was just kind of like, ah.
I was like, dude, whoa, it's all good, like, no need to freak.
We were all worried for him, and he just kind of seemed chill, and then he actually Snapchatted the whole thing.
So I was ordered, and definitely right call, because it was deep. So I drove to the urgent care all the way. Don't do this, don't try this at home. But I was Snapchatting a little live newscast the whole time.
Good evening, Corvallis. This is your beloved news anchor EJ Alba.
Kept it easy, kept it lighthearted, and made it fun. I walked up to the urgent care. They turned me away because I was 2 minutes past their time, and so that was interesting.
Anchorman EJ Alba turned away from Samaritan Urgent Care after it closes at 8 p.m. Walking up at 8:02, he finds himself at a loss. Emergency room it is.
So then I had to, flip it, head on down to Good Samaritan emergency room.
Here I am with him, EJ Alba. So EJ, how'd you get the earpiece stuck in your ear? EJ, yeah, it's really interesting. I was on TV earlier tonight, and I jammed the little earpiece up there, and it just didn't come out.
And it was a good time. Kept it lighthearted, with something jammed 4 inches into my skull. They pretty much said, you're just lucky that it was your ear. And that really, I was really thankful at that point that it wasn't somewhere else, or something else, for that matter. Talked to the doctor. He got some forceps that are about yay long. That's pretty much it. I got discharged, and I asked for a wheelchair. They said I didn't need one, but I put up a fight, that's for sure. Didn't end up getting the wheelchair. Just walked on out. Got my insurance information and went home, and that was kind of the whole IFB earpiece debacle.
From all of us here at KBVR/emergency room coverage, I'm EJ Alba. Thank you for sticking with us tonight. News has a funny way of creeping into our lives, doesn't it?
As the term comes to a close, we wanted to reflect on all of the fun times we've had this term. So here's our blooper reel.
Go Carolina. Last I checked, Carolina's not playing, but I mean. Oh! Oh my God!
From losing your dog to messing up on your line. And it was a cold one that day.
Well, that's Oregon for you. And that's it for the news tonight.
I was thinking, oh my God. No, guys, I don't care for either of them. I'm sorry. Can you tell me all of them?
We got this. Is that on camera? That's on camera? Wait. Who runs this? Who runs this?
I think those things are going to take them all the way.
Pants are going to win.
What about you? What do you think?
Hey, I like tight pants, so you never know.
Well, there you go. That's all the time we have for you tonight.
However, students and community were a bit shaken. Ah! Wait. A little shaken sounds like I'm back to like. Okay.
We've got super. No. Okay. Super.
Shoddy snapping, right? Buy you a drink, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm in love with a stripper. I am. Her name's Sugar.
To put together a community. How did I say that? Sorry.
This Sunday, Broncos versus. I didn't look at the camera screen. Sorry.
Nailed it.
Center and the human resources to spreading its holiday cheer by having a winter celebration in the MU Lounge. What did I say? The meet and greet. It's having one of the best college campuses in America. Dang it, that's it, right? Best Corvallis.
Super Bowl 50 just around the corner. Broncos versus Panthers out here at. Are you like
out here?
Thursday night, however, neighborhoods and students. What is it?
Super Bowl 50 just around the corner. Broncos versus Panthers. I am not gonna.
That's on video.
Hey, like that? Yeah. Okay. Okay, one hand. Okay. OSU spread its holiday cheer by having a winter celebration in the MU Lounge. Okay, hold on. What did I say?
This Polly Lisa check with Beaver
I love babies.
Should we don't?
Words and other stuff. My IQ is single digits.
Oh, that's what you do. Okay, watch.
There you go.
Oh, and then wait, I'm gonna hand it to you. Oh, shoot.
We're gonna check out OSU and see what they do for midterms. That was so dumb. That was terrible. What?
I'm gonna pick my wedgie before we begin. Say it.
This has been EJ Allball with Nope. Must perform positive analysis. Ooh, and positively analyze. Yeah. After a little bit of confusion last week, we'd like to end. Nope. What? This has been EJ Allball. Well, that's all the time we have for you tonight and for this term. I'm EJ Allball.
And I'm Kiana Hatch. We're glad you could join us. For more Beaver news, make sure to follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and watch us on YouTube.
And good luck to everyone on finals, and have a great spring break. We'll see you next term.